We're at the ballpark right now. Another big crowd at American Family Field. And the Brewers have taken the field, so we'll take a look at the Yankees starting lineup that will face Kyle Harrison. The Yankees come in at 26-13, and they'll lead off their first baseman, Paul Goldschmidt. The DH is Ben Rice batting second. Aaron Judge in right hits third. Cleaning up, left fielder Cody Bellinger has great numbers against left-handers since the beginning of last season. Ahmed Rosario at third. Josh Chisholm Jr. at second. Jose Caballero plays short. He'll bat seventh. Batting eighth and playing center field, not DH today, Spencer Jones and Austin Wells behind the plate catching and batting ninth.
Kyle Harrison, another young starter for these Brewers, has pitched very well. You see the low ERA, you see the high strikeout totals. So let's check out the Nissan pitcher scouting report. Really? They faced the tough guy in Mizorowski yesterday who has an ERA 2.45. His is lower, Michael. It's 2.12. He's a mirror image of Will Warren. Will Warren, we know, moved from the first to the third base side. Well, Kyle Harrison moved from the third to the first base side when he got here in Milwaukee to narrow his misses. And can I just please unpack? This is the third team I've been with in the last 13 months. San Francisco, Boston, and now Milwaukee.
Well, let's check out who's behind him. The Milwaukee defense, brought to you by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. Churio, Mitchell, and Frelick left to right in the outfield. Infield, Rengifo, Hamilton, Turang, and Bowers. Turang could pick it with anybody at second. William Contreras behind the plate. Tyler Black gets the start at DH, and Kyle Harrison, the 24-year-old, is on the mound. Umpires Roberto Ortiz behind the plate, and he is considered neutral. The umpire scouting report brought to you by your local Kia dealers. 11 big league season, 31 pitches were challenged, 18 overturned. And we are underway as Goldschmidt swings and misses.
Michael, you're going to see a lot of that four-seamer up in the zone at 94, 95, and he gets a ton of swings and misses and a lot of strikeouts.
Driven deep to left field. There it goes. See ya. A long home run for Goldschmidt. And the Yankees shut out yesterday. Have a run today. It's 1-0.
Well, Paul Goldschmidt has been swinging the bat a lot better the last 7 or 8 games, and he was always loved hitting here at Miller Park. In 69 games, he now has 21 home runs at this ballpark. He has been a Brewer killer.
Tied for number 2, Dodgers in Cincinnati. He has 20 home runs there, and Colorado 18.
A career slug of .615. He got to this high fastball, kept the swing really, really short, and took it out of the ballpark. That's too late, I think, from Contreras to try to check that.
Well, it's called a strike.
Maybe he wanted it reversed. I don't know.
Alex McKay, the first base ump. Trip Gibson at second. And Alan Porter, the crew chief, is over at third. Popped up. Hamilton, 1 down.
Yeah, Michael, it's just being prepared for what the matchup is, understanding that you're going to have to get on top of a lot of high fastballs, which he uses a lot. And Goldie was definitely up to the task. His second home run in the last 8 games, 5th RBI.
Here's Aaron Judge. Yankees' first leadoff home run this season. The 0-1. 98 upstairs. So yesterday, Judge saw 7 fastballs from Mizorowski, all 102 miles an hour or more.
You don't think these guys know what they have when they're facing Aaron Judge? He hit 104 yesterday on Aaron Judge. Harrison, usually he tops out at 96. He got to 98 there. Got a little extra for Mr. Judge.
And Michael, Aaron Judge actually spoke in the clubhouse about facing Jacob Misiorowski yesterday. He said when a guy is 6'7" and consistently throwing 103, it feels like he's releasing the ball in the catcher's glove already. Not to mention he's throwing a 98-mile-an-hour slider. He went on to say he didn't think he'd ever seen that. A tough matchup, but when you want to be the best, you have to face the best. And he was happy to have the opportunity to go up there yesterday.
And Harrison strikes out Judge.
Yeah, a really good slurve down in the zone after going up with his fastball. And I think that's one of the pitches. By moving to the first base side, it gives it much more room to work, and it's not going to be off the plate.
That was a breaking ball strike on Bellinger. Since last season, Bellinger a .340 hitter against left-handers. That's the best of any lefty batter against lefty pitching. He had the best on-base percentage, 407, the best slugging, best OPS.
Is that good?
Seems like it. Swing and a miss. Bellinger down on strikes, but the Yankees take the lead. Paul Goldschmidt hits one a long way, and when it lands, the Yankees have a run. They're up 1-0 as Milwaukee's coming to bat.
Here.
Toyota, let's go places.
Well, the Yankees have a 1-0 lead for Cam Schlittler. Let's take a look at the lineup that Cam is going to face, put together by Pat Murphy, Chourio, Turang, and Contreras at the top of the order. Turang gets on base, .428 on-base percentage. That leads the National League. Middle of the order, cleaning up Jake Bauers and Tyler Black, the DH, and Sal Frelick in right. And the bottom third, Garrett Mitchell in center, Luis Rengifo at third, and David Hamilton, the left-handed hitting shortstop, will bat ninth.
Well, we look at the great numbers by Cam. He's 5-1, but the Yankees are 7-1 in his starts. So let's check out the Nissan Pitchers scouting report on Cam. He's gaining steam. His last outing, his four-seamer averaged 99.6 miles per hour, a career high. Chugging along his last four starts, his ERA is .70. The Yanks are 4-0 in those games. And pick your track, Michael. Are you going to see a four-seamer that's going to just kind of stay straight, a cutter that's going to go away from right-handers, or a sinker that's going to go away or into right-handers? You better pick your track, which one you're guessing. And they're all 95 plus.
Chourio takes a strike on the inside corner. Since coming off the IL, 3 games, he's 7 for 13. .99 miles an hour at the knees. 0-2. Chourio calls time. Milwaukee has won 7 times in the last 10 games. Incredibly, all 5 National League Central teams are over 500. Brewers are 20-16. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Got it by him at 99 miles an hour. You don't need much defense with that kind of pitching, but we'll take a look at the defense brought to you by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. We take a closer look at Spencer Jones. Our Car Shield defensive player profile is about Spencer. 328 career minor league starts in center, 17 in left, and 8 in right. He's got speed and a pretty good arm. Here's Bryce Turang. Turang was 0 for 4 last night, snapping a 7-game hitting streak.
You know, it seems that Turang is most aggressive in his first at bat on the first pitch. It seems like he always swings at it, and then the rest of the bats not so much.
It's only game number 37 for Milwaukee, and Turang already has a 2.0 WAR, which is 5th in baseball. So game 37, and it's the 37 different lineup filled out by Pat Murphy. Jazz Chisholm gets in front of it, and a nice hop. 2 away. And here's William Contreras. His walk-up song is Edwin Diaz's song coming in from the bullpen.
So what happens when they face off against each other? They're both excited.
You're right.
Yeah. They're playing my song.
Oh, and 1.
Yeah, that does not feel good, Michael. Oh.
In all likelihood, Wells doesn't play tomorrow, day game after night game, so you could see what Austin did. He broke out his Mother's Day gear. Probably not going to get a chance to wear it tomorrow. Pretty sharp looking.
You think he signs it and gives it to his mom?
I don't know.
Say like, to Mom, thanks for everything that you've done.
That would be very emotional.
Yeah. Michael, if you watch Contreras here, watch how early he starts his leg kick. He understands that he's facing a very hard thrower. Seems like he almost starts it right when Cam starts. It's as early as I've seen. I mean, he understands he got to get the foot down or it's in the glove.
Oh, and that hit Schlittler. He finds the ball. Oh, he didn't. He didn't find it. Didn't know where it was. Looked like he found it, and then Contreras beats it out. Now let's see if Schlittler's okay. In his last start, Joe, there were about 3 comebackers that almost hit him.
Yeah, and this one got him pretty solid, and it looks like it got him in the calf, in which you see him limping. You're gonna watch this get him. He's spinning around in his left calf, and he thought he had it. We thought he had it, but he didn't really see it.
109 off the bat.
And you worry about this tightening up and him being able to go through his delivery.
That's a little high for him. Again high.
Yeah, you got to make sure that he can land on that leg and push over it as it straightens out, like it's not bothering him too much.
Yankee athletic trainer Tim Lentic. You know he wants to stay in there, but they're going to have him throw another. All of his pitches are high, Joe.
Yeah, and he's not getting over his front leg, which is the one that got hit. And what you worry about, Michael, is command, but you also worry about him hurting something else because he's not going through his normal delivery. So you got to be really careful here.
Looks like they're going to leave him in. One more look at the hit. Was it his thigh or his calf?
I think it got him in the back of the calf. And it's like when you're blocking a ball and you can't find it and it's right underneath you. It's the only place you don't look is right because it's not where you expect it to be.
So that's a single for Contreras. And let's see if he's still in the zone against Bowers. He's down in his zone.
And that's good to see. It was 98. We've seen a bunch of 99s here. You're going to see him get hit right in the top of the calf.
And again, that was 109. Coming right back at him. One and one.
Bowers has elite bat speed, Michael. One of the best in the game, and it's a guy that has really started to figure it out here in Milwaukee.
Now, if Contreras gets a hit on that comeback or so, Milwaukee increases its lead in the National League. They lead the league in infield hits, and the only team that has more infield hits, Tampa Bay.
They're similar teams.
And down goes Bowers, and that'll do it. And Aaron Boone breathes a sigh of relief. Through one. Yankees lead this one 1-0 right here on Yes.
Go and tell your mom if you love her. Go and tell your mom if you love her. Go and tell your people you love them. Go and tell your people you love them. You tell them you said, baby, I love you. Hey.
For free every day for a chance at a profit boost if your selected player hits a home run. And here are the featured home run odds for today's player. All right, Aaron Judge is plus 300, and Austin Wells is plus 700.
You didn't know I took Goldie at plus 500?
I didn't realize that. Did you? You didn't tell me. 1-0 on Rosario starting at third. He has started all the games against left-handed starters. And lifetime batting average against lefties, 296, 798 OPS. You know what you don't realize about Rosario? He's really tall. You have to stand next to him to see. He's a really tall guy. He's a big guy.
Michael, that's what I say, that a lot of times that people don't realize how big players are today. And until you get down next to him, you're like, oh my goodness. And I remember going to the mound with so many pitchers and telling them, you stand at the bottom, let me stand at the top. I mean,
we know
he's pretty big.
Yeah.
But I used to talk about Gary Sanchez. He was built like a middle linebacker. I mean, he was that big trying to catch. Spencer Jones, 6'7". I mean, Belly's 6'3", 6'4".
And Rosario works a walk to start off the second.
I tell you what, he's done a really good job of taking more walks this year. His walk rate's up this year more than it's been usually in his career. So he's been a little bit more patient.
So here's Jazz Chisholm, that big home run that he had against Texas. Since that home run, he's 1 for 13. Hitting .203, 4 home runs, 13 runs batted in.
He's closer than he was, you know, if you go back 3 or 4 weeks ago, but he's still not to where he was the last couple years, and the Yankees got to get him there.
One and one. Two and one. Outside, 3 and 1, and that's going to be challenged.
Catcher is turning game and call the ball.
So Contreras taps the top of the helmet. And it's a ball.
I think I'm getting better at this, Michael.
Yeah. That's ABS, powered by T-Mobile. And there's ball 4. So 2 straight walks by Harrison.
And his walk rate this year has been below league average. It was only coming in tonight 7.5. League average is about 8.4. It's been really good as a command guy.
Now yesterday, Jose Caballero did not have the 3-stripe eye black. And so I said, what happened? He kind of like sheepishly said, I forgot to put it on. I said, well, you can't put it on again because you got 2 hits. And he waved at me. He said, nah. But he has 2. He doesn't have 3 stripes today. So I wonder if he's made a little concession there to take a stripe away. Usually it's 3.
Sometimes you wonder what goes through players' heads.
A lot of
The
superstition.
superstition. Yeah.
You ask some of them about it, they go, well, I'm not superstitious, I'm a little stitious.
A little bit different than Wade Boggs.
Oh.
See, I call it routine, not superstitions.
So eating chicken every day, your whole major league career is routine? Okay.
Yes.
Contreras calls time.
Cabby got him with you got to look him in the eyes.
There's yesterday, Caballero had no eye black. The day he came in off the bench, he had no eye black, which he said he never does unless he starts. But yesterday he started, didn't have eye black, and got 2 hits. Two and 2.
2 hits on a day that the Yankees only got 3.
Right. Against a guy throwing 1,000,000 miles an hour.
Yeah. You shortchanged him today in the open. You said he was throwing 103. He got to 104.
My bad.
He would have had 6 hits if he was only throwing 103.
2 on, 2-2 count, nobody out. And he chases a pitch up in the zone. 3rd strikeout for Harrison. Take a look at what Harrison features on StatCast 3D by Google Cloud.
Yeah, he's got the good 4-seamer up in the zone. He's got a slurve. You don't see that term used very often. A changeup and a sinker that he doesn't really throw very much. His changeup's got really good depth to it as well, and he will mix that into the right-handed hitters. Very few to left-handers.
Spencer Jones struck out twice and walked yesterday. So still looking for his first big league hit. Popped up, shallow left. Churio is there and makes the play. Out number 2.
Yeah, he threw him that slurve, and it didn't really break. I mean, it's the one that you want to hit, the one that's up in the zone, but it didn't really have much sweep to it, and it ended up jamming him. His perception told him that it was going to be farther out. He was going to get the barrel to it, but it got in on him because it didn't break.
Here's Austin Wells. And a strike. Wells' numbers still not where he wants them to be. Just 3 runs batted in, 191 batting average.
He's really struggled off of left-handers this year, hitting only 125, where that was not the case last year. He did a good job against lefties, where he hit 240. So he hasn't gotten it going against lefties so far yet.
One and 2. So Harrison walked the first 2 batters trying to pitch out of a jam. Yankees lead 1-0 on the Goldschmidt leadoff home run in the first. Swing and a miss. Big comeback for Harrison. And the Yankees strand 2. We go to the bottom of the 2nd. There was some concern in the first inning when William Contreras hit a blistering comebacker that hit Schlittler on the calf. Got an infield hit out of it. So the left calf. And when he walked off the mound at the end of the inning, he walked very gingerly, very slowly, had a long talk with Boone. Then when the team took the field, he was the last one out, and Joe and I were concerned they might be going to the bullpen, but here he is.
Yeah, I think that probably the first thing they did, Michael, was put some kind of compression sleeve on his calf so it doesn't blow up. Probably had to go change, and it probably took him a little time, but obviously they're still concerned as the game goes on that how it feels.
Can't tell if it's wrapped, but in all likelihood it is. Here's Tyler Black. In 8 games since being called up, 9 for 25. That's good for 360.
Hits the ball the other way really, really well, Michael. A lot of doubles down the left field line, which you don't see a lot from left-handed hitters. He's got excellent speed as well. Surprising. Another Brewer with excellent speed.
Played 23 games over the previous 2 seasons. Take a look at leaders, brought to you by your local Tri-State Buick dealers. Schlittler with a 1.49 ERA that leads 25 years old or younger pitchers. Actually leads everybody for a starter.
I'm saying there's such a good stable of young pitchers in baseball right now. It's in good hands. I mean, there's some starters that throw hard.
Swing and a miss. 3rd strikeout for Schlittler.
Michael, there wasn't a lot of extension on that swing. That was just kind of a watch this. Oop, no, tried to cut it off and get to it, and it just looked like he was a little bit slow. He has a little bit higher of a leg kick, so again, it's getting that foot down. And I don't think you understand that the carry that it has until you see him, and none of these Brewers have seen Cam.
Here's Frelick. Frelick of one of 14 major league qualifiers with more walks than strikeouts this season, and he's got to face this guy now, so it might even up. Cody Bellinger is another. More strikeouts, more walks than strikeouts.
So I'm so glad that you put the number out there, because I was looking, because I was looking at stats today, and I started trying to count them, and then I gave up. I got to like 6 or 7. I was surprised there was that many. 14.
14.
Now I'm really surprised.
Center field, Spencer Jones gets his first try and puts it away.
You know, Joe Altobelli always said, little guys stay out of the air in center. Sal's not a very large man compared to some of these other guys.
Here's Garrett Mitchell. Mitchell came in yesterday for Brandon Lockridge. Lockridge went on the IL with a right knee laceration and contusion. Now the thing about Lockridge, the laceration was so bad that you could see bone, and they took x-rays and they say everything looks fine, but it's so swollen, Joe, that they're not able to take an MRI. So you hope that the MRI comes out okay. Right now they're saying he could be back in a shorter period of time than you would think.
Yeah, they were talking about 10 days, and I don't see that happening. I mean, you got to worry about infection always when you have a laceration that deep. They said you could see the tendons. Oh, I'm like, you looked? Who would look at that?
Here's the injury we were talking about last night. His knee found the only part of the wall that's not covered by padding. 2-2.
Yeah, look at that corner. He hit right on that corner, and that's probably why he got the bad laceration. Michael, if the padding in the outfield walls it looks like it goes to the bottom, it goes to the dirt. Why can't it on the foul territory?
I don't understand why not. I guess they're assuming the padding's there if you run into the wall, but in the event that you slide. But remember, it doesn't go all the way down.
No, I guess it doesn't.
And that's what happened in Dodger Stadium when Judge got hurt. It didn't go all the way down. Now it does. Swing and a miss. So good inning for Schlittler. He has struck out 4 in 2 innings. We go to the 3rd. Is partnering with Chrysler's Text Line to increase mental health awareness. Free 24/7 confidential support in English and Spanish. Text MLB to 741-741. Paul Goldschmidt will start it off. He had a home run in the 1st inning. Tap toward first. Bowers is there. 1 away. Now here's Ben Rice. Ben Rice came back from his injury. He was 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts yesterday. Popped a short in the 1st inning today.
I don't think those stats should count on your record when you're facing a guy throwing 104.
So just you want them to have an asterisk or not count at all?
Just scratch those 3 at-bats that he had on him. So he's 0 for 2 since he's come back.
You're very kind. So Kyle Harrison is going to develop a little bit of a complex. So last June he was traded from the Giants to the Red Sox in the Rafael Devers deal. Strike 3. Rice down looking. And then in February he was traded from the Red Sox to the Brewers in the Caleb Durbin, Andrew Monasterio, and Anthony Siegler deal. 4th big league season, and he's done well. Now Caleb Durbin started off terribly for the Red Sox, but lately he's picked it up. Breaking ball to Judge.
They also got the lefty they threw out of relief yesterday too in that trade. Drouin.
Yep. And their shortstop David Hamilton. So good deal for Milwaukee.
Yeah, he's just kind of broke out his changeup this inning, the 2nd time through. He threw 1 to Goldschmidt. Now he's thrown 1 to Judge. See the depth on it. There's another one. You're going to look at this and it just kind of drops at the end. It's really late movement on it.
Coming into tonight's game, Judge had played 16 games against the Brewers. And he was 24 for 60, Joe, a 400 batting average with 9 home runs and 21 ribbies. That's in 16 games.
And it's not like the Brewers don't have good pitching year in and year out. I mean, you think at one time they had Burns, Woodruff, Peralta.
The only other team he has better numbers against the White Sox, he hits .406 against the White Sox. And Judge works a walk with 2 outs.
And that probably makes a little bit of sense because the White Sox have struggled, you know, as of recently. And they've always had a great bullpen here in Milwaukee.
Here's Bellinger, struck out in the first inning. Oh and 1.
Cody is the one hitter that you see it happen more than most, where he steps out early in counts opposed to late in counts.
Now Judge only seems to step out when there's 2 strikes.
2 strikes. Picks up the dirt, tosses the dirt.
Yankees with a run in the first inning. They're 21-3 when they score first. Judge leads off first. 0-2 count on Bellinger. Pop foul and out of play. Makes the second deck.
You see the reverse splits on Kyle Harrison. For his career and this year, lefties have fared much better.
Fly ball left center. Mitchell over and makes the catch for the final out. Yankee strand 1 will go to the bottom of the 3rd.
Welcome back to American Family Field as we head to the bottom of the 3rd. On April 26th, Luis Gil was optioned to AAA due to some early season ineffectiveness. And yesterday, he was placed on the injured list with right shoulder inflammation. I asked Aaron Boone whether or not he felt as though that shoulder inflammation hindered him up here at the big league level. And he said, no, he believes it's a separate injury. So it's going to be a no throw for Luis Gil for the next 6 weeks. Now, guys, we knew it was going to be an uphill climb for him to try to get himself back in this rotation at the major league level, especially considering Carlos Rodon is set to make his 2026 debut tomorrow with Garrett Cole not too far behind him. But it seems as though it could be an even bigger task now that injuries are a part of it. And since he won the Rookie of the Year in 2024, he just has not been able to reach his full potential. Michael?
Thank you, Meredith. That's the injury report brought to you by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of the New York Yankees. So they're shutting him down for 3 weeks. And the calculus, Joe, is that it takes that long after being shut down to get ready again. So you're looking at least 6 weeks if everything goes great.
Yeah. And, you know, he's not going to throw for 3 weeks, so it could be even longer, Michael.
Rengifo with a ground ball to Caballero.
So David Hamilton here, Michael, interesting statistic on him. He has 7 bunt hits in 14 attempts this year. In the 3 years in Boston, in 204 games, he only had 11 attempts. They have convinced him to bunt here, and he has been very effective. And you see Rosario playing way in.
And Goldschmidt is not. So if he drags it, he's got a good chance.
We have a pretty good athlete on the mound, and Cam understands that he's got in front of him and to the first base line. And one way of negating that bunt is throwing a lot of hard stuff up in the zone, because it's really hard to bunt. Most hitters want to bunt off-speed pitches because it deadens the ball. You got a guy throwing 100 or a cutter into you, it's going to be really hard to bunt.
Now, he never thought of himself as a good bunter, but Pat Murphy told him in spring training to practice it every day. So far, so good. 1-2. 28 years old, 4th big league season. So he backs up at 3rd, short, and 2nd. He has 7 steals, and that ties him with Bryce Turang for the team lead. And he's back with the team that drafted him. They took him with the 8th round pick in 2019 out of the University of Texas. Left field, Bellinger. Out number 2. And back to the top of the order in Jackson Chourio. Now, the Brewers offense has a slogan, a motto, so to speak. It's called drag 'em. And it really means drag him. They want to drag the pitcher down by having him work hard, knock him out of the game, making contact. And that second inning yesterday with Max Fried, after it was over, they pretty much said to themselves, we drug him. That's what they do.
Yeah. Made him throw 40 pitches, and he didn't even give up a hard hit ball. A couple walks added in there, a sac fly. It's a little bit harder, though, to drag power pitchers through because there's so much swing and miss and so much whiff.
Well, Schlittler's velocity has not been affected after the comebacker. Sitting at 98.99. The 2-1. Now 2-2.
Chourio is an interesting hitter for such a young kid. A lot of times young kids are really good fastball hitters and struggle against everything else. He's actually, in his career, has hit breaking balls and off-speed changeups and splits better than the fastball. A .210 hitter on right-handed fastballs last year.
Jumped up and hit him. Foul ball. Like you feel something in the back, kind of shake it out.
I think he had an itch.
You think so?
Yeah, that's all he had, an itch. Probably a tag back there. Look at him smelling his bat, Michael. It smells like it's burning when you foul it off like that. You see the blue marks on the bat. Hitters will smell their bats. Hitters are funny. Really a short stride. He keeps it really, really simple. It's probably one of the reasons he's able to hit the off speed. Now he's talking to it.
Well, the 1999 All-Star game was at Fenway Park, and Ted Williams came out and was in a cart, and he's talking to all the players who crowded around him, and that's what he asked Mike Piazza. You ever smell your bat burn when you hit a foul ball? What a moment that was. 2-2.
Well, this is what you're talking about, Michael. He's dragging him through this at bat. He's fouled off 4 pitches since getting to 2 strikes. He has not been able to put him away.
This will be the 9th pitch of the at bat. Three and 2. Right back and knocks down Schlittler, and it's an infield hit. It is amazing how many comebackers we've seen on Schlittler in the last 2 games.
Well, when you pitch away, a lot of times that's where hitters are going to hit it. They're not necessarily going to hit it to right field because they're geared up for his fastball. They're going to hit it up through the middle. Fortunately, this one doesn't hit him. It actually took somewhat of a funny hop to Jazz, and I think it's because it was deflected off of his glove and maybe changed the spin a little bit. Ball stayed down. It didn't come back up. Now you got to worry about him running.
Another infield hit, and I have to amend my Fenway Park story. It was Mark McGuire he asked if he smelled on foul balls.
And what was his answer?
He said, yeah. He said he would, when a foul ball came back, he would smell it. By the way, that's an E4. They scored that. Did you ever smell burning wood?
No, I didn't. You see a lot of hitters do it.
One and two.
Yeah, this E4. I mean, this ball had some funny spin after it hit his glove. It's a ball that Jazz is capable of making, but I don't think it's an easy play as people think it is.
Yeah, I'm surprised they gave an E4 home scorer.
I wrote single.
So did I. But you have the whiteout.
Yeah.
So 2 and 2.
Yeah, you wonder if that calf is starting to bother him a little bit, the way he kind of fell down there. Let's see. Could be the landing hole too.
And that is the leg, the landing leg that he got hit.
Yeah.
Runner goes. Lined right at Jazz Chisholm, and that'll do it. No runs, no hits, one error, and one man left on base. 3 in the books, 1-0 Yanks. This season, get a Baja for a blast. When a home run clears 420 feet, you can score a free 20-ounce Mountain Dew Baja Blast. Register now at BajaBlastHomeRuns.com to unlock the offer. Another big crowd on this Saturday evening. Rosario will lead off. Rosario and Jazz, the only two batters with any experience against Harrison. Rosario 2 for 6 and Chisholm 1 for 3. And each of them walked in the second inning against the Milwaukee left-hander. Left field, and it's going to be over the head of Churio and up against the wall. And it's a double for Rosario.
That ball was smoked, and I don't need to know the velocity off the bat to understand this ball is smoked. It's a fastball that's down, and we don't necessarily see him do this a lot. We see him late on a lot of fastballs, but he was on time for this one. I mean, he hit this ball so hard, he had to slide in the second. It wasn't a for sure double. And Churio, you know, it's not like the ball came off the wall hard and went to him. Find a way to get him over here, Jazz. Might get lucky and also get him in.
And a drag bunt up the first base line. Hustling is Jazz Chisholm, and he gets a single. Now moving to third is Rosario.
That's just a great at bat, because the worst thing that's going to happen is he's going to be on third with 1 out. But it's such a good bunt, it left Jake Bauers in limbo. He wasn't sure, do I need to go get it? Do I let Harrison get it? And by that time, it's too late. And Terang wasn't over there far enough to probably get Jazz as well. It's just a perfect executed play, and there's not a whole lot you can do against it.
All right, so Rosario is the first runner to third in this game. Caballero comes up first and third, nobody out. Yankees lead 1-0. So Rosario and Jazz, the only two guys in the starting lineup with any action against Harrison. McMahon was 2 for 12, and he's on the bench. Caballero struck out in the second inning. Yankees have 3 hits, 1 run.
Ooh. Home plate umpire flinched. Looked like he was going to call that a strike, and then it just had that late cut on that changeup. Took it out of the strike zone. Caballero's got to make sure he gets a ball down that he can handle. 3 of his 4 home runs have been off of left-handers this year.
2-1.
That's what he wants you to swing at. Got to make sure it's down. You know what you could do here, Michael, too? And it's tough because Harrison pitches so much. You could push a bunt towards second base, and you got first and second. Nobody out and a run in.
Fouled away.
We were talking about the different styles between these two teams. You were talking about more infield hits, more bunt hits. They were like 5th in baseball the last 3 years in runs scored, and they have 12 sacrifices. Milwaukee. The Yankees don't have 1 this year. 2 different ways to do it.
Check swing. Did he go? No, he did not.
So base runners are 2 for 3 off of Harrison, and we're going to take a look at this check swing, and he definitely does not go. But as Michael pointed out, William Contreras throws really well. He's thrown out 43% of the runners. He is 9 for 21 and caught stealings. It's going to be hard to get a big jump, and you don't want to go on first movement.
And you wonder what's real. So he's at 43% this year, but for his career coming in, 22%.
Well, that's, you see how much it depends on pitchers and if they give you a chance. And it used to be that you thought that tall pitchers were slow to the plate. Like, you look at Cam. Cam's quick to the plate. He gives you a great chance. Mizorowski at 6'7", I thought he was fairly quick to the plate last night.
So Caballero battling.
You know, and I think we got away from it for a long time because our game had went to such a power game, and people weren't running. But baseball has gotten so much more athletic. The pitchers really have to work on it and be quicker to home so guys can't run at will.
And baseball wants you to run. The bases are bigger, so they're closer together.
Oh.
Well, there's a violation. Caballero's specialty. He did not lock eyes, and now here comes Pat Murphy. What was that? So a ball on the pitch clock violation to load the bases. Well, he's been doing it all year. He finally got a pitcher.
We also we saw him get himself too. It was a strike 3 where he didn't look up quick enough.
So Chris Hook goes out and talks with Harrison as Murphy talks with Ortiz. So here's Spencer Jones with the bases loaded and nobody out.
Was really good in these situations this year in the minor leagues. Hit 357 with runners in scoring position. Somehow he has to find a way to either get just a sac fly or find a way to get a run in. Even a ground ball to the middle infielders is going to get a run in. You got to find a way to cash in here. There's another way to cash in, Michael. It's first base hit.
And a strike to Jones. Family still here. Dad on the right, mom in the middle. Oh, 0-2. That's his girlfriend. To the right of mom, Ava.
Did you see what Contreras did there?
No.
He rubbed his hand in the dirt behind Spencer Jones to create a noise, to act like he was coming inside, and then went away.
Pitch outside.
Very sneaky.
You ever do that?
I used to try to make noise with my feet, like I was going in.
Swing and a miss. Jones down on strikes. One away.
Yeah, a really good slurve. After a fastball just off the plate, he goes with a good slurve down and away. It strikes a strike, and then it just disappears. It's a strike for a long time. But then it goes out of the zone.
Here's Austin Wells. Milwaukee back for the double play. Wells 4 for 24 in his career with the bases loaded. Has 1 grand slam. He struck out in the 2nd inning against Harrison. Oh and 2. Joe mentioned earlier he is struggling against lefty pitching.
Yeah, and Harrison's thrown him 2 good breaking balls. One that he started at him that froze him, and then that one that started inside and ended up on the outside corner. He's not given him a pitch to hit so far in this at bat. And I would think he would throw him another breaking ball. He could go fastball up, which is his bread and butter, but see, I'm not sure that pitch does anything, Michael, because it's so far off.
So it's not a waste pitch, it's a wasted pitch.
I believe so.
1-2. It's one of my least favorite things in baseball today. We're such slaves to the pitch count, and you're wasting pitches rather than trying to put somebody away on 0-2.
Yeah, I mean, he's at 71 pitches already.
Popped up. Infield fly rule is called as Rengifo puts it away. 2 down. And that'll bring up Paul Goldschmidt. We take a look at the Optimum Fiber famously fast replay.
Well, this didn't take long for Paul Goldschmidt to jump on top of this high fastball in the 1st inning. I think it was the 2nd pitch that he saw. He's had a lot of success at this ballpark. An OPS around 1,000 with 21 home runs.
Hit sharply and off the glove of Rengifo. The throw to first. Not in time. A single for Goldschmidt, scoring is Rosario, and the Yankees lead 2-0, and the bases remain loaded.
Yeah, that was a bullet. And the thing about Goldschmidt is he's had some bad luck this year. And you said, see, Rengifo, that ate him up. He's hit a lot of balls hard, nothing to show for it. This is a good job just keeping it in front and making it a close play. Probably lucky it wasn't more than 1 run.
Here's Rice, bases loaded. And that scored a single. One and one on Ben. 0 for 2 tonight. Drops a slurve in for a strike. 1-2.
So I'm trying to figure out why it's called a slurve and not a sweeper.
Up the middle and right to Hamilton, and that'll do it. The Yankees get a run. 3 hits, bases left loaded, and we'll try to figure it out with Joe. Well, tomorrow it's a Mother's Day matinee on Yes as the Yankees and the Brewers wrap up this weekend set here in Milwaukee. FanDuel pregame coverage begins at 1:30 with first pitch scheduled for 2:10 on Yes and the Gotham Sports app. And you have to tune in. Carlos Rodon will make his season debut. William Contreras leads off the bottom of the 4th. Yankees lead 2-0, and there's a strike from Schlittler.
Michael, since 22, Contreras, catchers, first in average, first in on base, fourth in slug, first in OPS, third in WAR, which is amazing. But what's even more amazing to me is he leads this team in hits and RBIs. And for a catcher that's not supposed to play every day, he's really a good hitter.
His older brother is Wilson Contreras to the Red Sox. 6 years older than William. William is 28.
That's a nice little break, a little foul tip. He tried to hold up.
Last year, Joe, 128 starts behind the plate. That's second in the majors. JT Realmuto had 132.
And he DHs a lot. He would DH when he wasn't starting it behind home plate too.
Jazz Chisholm. One away.
He tried to hit him again, Michael.
Unbelievable.
That one had a little bit of run into him, which got it off the fist a little bit. Wasn't able to extend his arms. Didn't hit it so hard.
There's Jake Bauers. Bottom of the fourth inning, 2-0 Yanks. Middle game of this 3-game set.
Michael, I talked about Jake Bauers, and he's got a lot of power to all fields and the bat speed, 11th best. He's in between guys like Schwarber and Guerrero when it comes to bat speed. I know the Yankees had him and they really liked him. They thought he was going to hit a lot of home runs, and he's been productive for Milwaukee. But he will shoot balls the other way as well.
Had 5 home runs in his first 15 games. Has not had a home run in his last 18.
I'm knocking on the Formica, Michael.
Didn't work the last time you did that, Joe. Fouled away. 2-2. Now, Pat Murphy has done a really good job with this team. His record is 210-150. And he's one of only 4 managers in baseball history to win back-to-back managers of the year. Swing and a miss. Bauers down on strikes. The other ones, Stephen Vogt, Kevin Cash, and Bobby Cox, who passed away today. Took over for Craig Counsell. Counsell shocked Milwaukee by leaving for the Cubs, and Counsell actually wanted to bring Murphy to the Cubs as his bench coach, but then the Brewers offered Murphy the job, and boy, it's paid off.
Yeah, 93 wins his first year, 97 last year. The best record in baseball.
Yep. He's done some job. They play hard. They make do with what they have. They're not a home run hitting team, but they score a lot of runs. And Milwaukee does a good job. They've made the postseason 7 times in the last 8 seasons, and 3 seasons in a row. This is a team with a very low payroll.
Yeah, and without power, Michael, you're right. They find a way. They were 6th coming into the series in runs scored with over 5 runs a game.
And in this day and age, the excuse that people have why you have to hit home runs, it's the pitching so good, it's hard to get 5 or 6 hits to put up a crooked number.
But because of their athleticism, they're able to steal bases. And I've always thought stolen bases should go on slug. If you're safe, you get an extra base. If you're thrown out, they take one away.
I like that.
Yeah. Because it's really
you're still getting
who you
there.
are. Right.
Did he go? Yes, he did. Block down on strikes. 1, 2, 3 inning for Schlittler. We're going to go to the 5th. Well, we lost the Hall of Famer today, Bobby Cox. What a career he had. Came up through the Yankee system. Yankee minor league manager. Actually on the Yankee major league staff when they won a championship in 1977. Went to the Braves, then went to Toronto, back to the Braves. 1995 world champion with Atlanta. 5 National League pennants, 4-time manager of the year, and 162 ejections. He was something else. And you have a great story about him, Joe.
I do. In 2000, I get a call from Phyllis from Major League Baseball. It says, do you want to come to the All-Star game? And I said, for what? She goes, to play. I said, really? She's like, yeah. I think Todd Hundley got hurt. Mike Piazza was hurt. Like 7 guys went down.
By the way, Chad Patrick is in the pitch.
Okay. So I said, I'll get there. She goes, do you want us to make flights? I said, no, I'll get there. So I got Kim, and Serena was 9 months old, and I got to, carry Serena on the field when they did the introduction. She fell asleep in my arms. It was priceless, Michael. I didn't get in the game, though. I did get to take BP, and I was with all these sluggers. I'm like, oh my gosh. So Bobby Cox calls me in after the game. He said, I'm sorry, we got to hold some people back. I didn't get you in. Here are my lineup cards. And it meant so much to me that he would do that. Because that should have been special to him.
Right.
And he gave me the lineup cards, and I kept them, and it's quite a souvenir, and I'll never forget it.
That's awesome. Aaron Boone was talking about him like he's legendary among managers because he's the only manager that wore spikes. They used to do it in the old days, but he actually wore spikes while he managed. Joe, you didn't. Joe
No.
Torre didn't, right?
No.
And Boone doesn't. Strike 3. Judge down looking. So I asked Boone. He said, I think somewhere this year I'm going to wear spikes to honor Bobby. And I said, well, why don't you put them on today? He said, I don't have spikes. I said, you really don't have spikes? He said, no.
Why would he bring a pair of spikes if he never wear them?
Well, what if you're on the field during infield practice?
We don't ever go that hard. Yeah, I always wondered why, like, managers in baseball, wear a uniform. What other sports do you?
None.
Yeah.
So you want them to be like Connie Mack?
Well, I don't want to wear a suit. You know how much I like suits. I don't want to wear a suit, but a pair of jeans and a T-shirt.
Now, let me tell you all a little secret about Joe Girardi. He hates wearing a suit and tie so much that he does not put on a suit and tie until 2 minutes before we go on air. And then once we do our open, he strips down. He's actually nude right now as he's doing the game.
I just don't like the feeling of your neck being constricted by a tie. And you had to fix my tie today, and I thought you were trying to choke me to death.
No, it just had to be tighter. Just had to be tighter. 3-0 on Bellinger. Boone actually showed me a video, Joe, that during the offseason, he wanted to remind his players to put spikes on and break them in before you get down to spring training. So he put on a pair of spikes and took a video of him walking around his backyard in the snow, talking to his players as he's picking up his dog's
droplets.
Poop. Yeah. And he's just going through the whole thing. You remember, you got to break in your spikes. It's important to break in your spikes. Ground ball and knocked down by Bowers. No play. And Bellinger will reach.
Well, one thing the Brewers have not been, which they usually are, is they have not been a great defensive team this year. 17th in outs above average. DRS 10th, which is pretty good. Errors, they're middle of the pack. 16th with 17 errors. His teams are really good defensively, but this year they've had some issues. I think it will probably all iron itself out eventually.
Here's Ahmed Rosario.
Okay, can we get back to those spikes?
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, spikes are like broken in when you take them out of the box now. They're so good.
He was reminding his players to start wearing spikes to break them in.
I think he had a flashback when he played and how stiff spikes were back then.
Runner goes. Swing and a miss. Throw to second. Not in time. Trip Gibson looked like he wanted to punch him out, but then spread the arms wide. Terrific tag by Hamilton. Wow. Let's see if they challenge. And they will.
Yeah, you know,
Milwaukee
because he
is
didn't
challenging
touch
the
the
safe
base
call,
with his
second
feet
base.
there, Michael.
Right.
They may have got him. His feet were past the bag when he's tagged, but I don't think he touches the base. He goes over the top of it. I think he might be out, Michael.
They're showing it on the big board in center. I think he's out.
Yeah.
Yep. That's why the crowd is cheering.
Yeah, his foot is in the air and it's over the bag, but he touches the bag with his leg that's tucked under. And he misses his hand, but he gets him on the forearm, and I think he's going to be out.
It was Turang who made the play, not Hamilton. A terrific tag by Turang, who has 31 defensive run saves since 2024.
Has a platinum glove in
After
24.
review, the call on the field is overturned. The runner is out. Milwaukee will retain their challenge.
As I was saying, he has a platinum glove, which is the top gold glove, but it's just a really, really good tag. He wasn't going to be able to keep the tag on him because he had to jump, but just an outstanding play.
0-2 on Rosario. And strike three. Rosario down looking. We are halfway through. Yankees up by 2. It's time for Pinstripe Pride, brought to you by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees. And here's Liz and Denise enjoying their time at the stadium earlier this week while watching their Yankees defeat the Texas Rangers. Use the hashtag Toyota Pinstripe Pride and mention yes in pictures you post to social media to reflect your love for the Bronx Bombers. We might spotlight you in a future game. First pitch of the bottom of the 5th is a strike to Sal Frelick.
You know, I was a little dumbfounded when Patrick came in because he's scheduled to start Tuesday. He's one of their starters, but they have an off day on Monday. So the guys around him, you could move up. You could move Mizorowski up a day. You could move Sproat up a day and actually have him throw Wednesday or Thursday. And because they're losing the game, I don't think they go to, to some of their top relievers. So it's a way, to try to keep the game close without going to some of these guys. Because a lot of times they would go to an Ashby in a situation like this, asking for a couple innings and then to see where they're at.
Frelick with a fly ball to center in the 2nd. The only hit allowed by Schlittler is the one that hit his calf in the 1st inning with 2 outs by Contreras. Another runner reached on an E4. Yankees lead 2-0. Hard thrower, and Schlittler has an amazing 69.5% strike rate. Foul back here.
He does a really good job, Michael, of being directional right to home plate. And I think that's one of the reasons he's such a great strike thrower. And the other thing was he didn't throw hard when he first signed, and he was a strike thrower then, and he was able to keep the consistency.
Line drive, it is a foul ball.
Even when the velocity increased. I would say it's almost like a guy that has guard skills in basketball and then grows like 8 inches and all of a sudden is a forward or a center, but he still has those guard skills. Well, he kept his strike throwing skills.
Well, this will be the 8th pitch. And fouled away.
Yeah, both these guys are from Massachusetts, so you wonder if they faced each other in high school at all. But Sal's one of those guys that's really hard to strike out. The 5th lowest K rate in baseball, and his zone contact is really high.
Popped up. Rosario on the run and makes the play in fair territory for the first out. So Schlittler wins that battle.
But they kind of drug him through there a little bit, Michael. 9 pitch at bat or something, 7 pitch at bat. They want to get him out of the game.
73 pitches at this point. Here's Mitchell. Mitchell, a rare player who has type 1 diabetes. And he said it gives him an advantage because he knows how to take care of his body and what it means to be ready on a day-to-day basis. He said, I'm with the right organization who trusts and believes in me. That's all I can ask for, not just as a baseball player, but as a type 1 diabetic.
The interesting thing, though, is he's really had a lot of injuries since he signed, and he's only played in 174 big league games. This is 175 since 2022. He's had broken hand. He's had a shoulder issue which required surgery twice. He's had a knee strain in this spring training. He just has had a hard time staying on the field, and they're legit injuries. I mean, he slid head first last year from his shoulder surgery the year before. The tax on his labrum came up and they had to redo it. Probably didn't feel so good.
Line to left field. It's a base hit in front of Bellinger. So Mitchell picks up a single with 1 out.
Elite speed on first base. A contact hitter coming up. Just a beautiful swing by Garrett Mitchell. He's one of those guys, though. His hips slide forward a lot, which makes it tougher to hit. He doesn't stay behind the ball all the time, but they got a lot of different things they can do in this situation.
Mitchell with 5 stolen bases. Here's Rengifo.
Seems like all the hitters on the Milwaukee hitters are tough to strike out, and they're contact guys.
Ground ball, backhanded beautifully by Rosario. He is out at second as Caballero jumped in front of Jazz to receive the throw and then had to find the base to get the force. Let's see if they challenge.
Yeah, I'm not sure he got that foot down in time for this to be out. And I'm trying to figure out why Jazz didn't go to second base. I mean, this is Jazz's position to cover.
He was there.
Yeah, there's a mix-up in communication, and that needs to be communicated better.
Now here comes Pat Murphy.
Ooh, maybe saying they didn't get it in time. Oh boy, this could be an ejection, Michael.
So he didn't challenge in time, what you're saying?
Yes. And you have a pretty calm guy in Alan Porter, but as a manager, there's frustration there because you want it to be challenged.
And you respect Porter as an ump, right?
Oh, I do. I think he's diffusing this situation, and I think he does a really good job. And what's lost in that is the great play by Rosario. I mean, that's not an easy play. It's a short hop. And you see Caballero doesn't get his foot down in time here. Mitchell actually beats it. He's got really, really good speed. Saying no way.
He was out at second. And you have to do it in fairly quick order. And I guess they were really studying the replay. It took too long. So 2 down. Chasing Hamilton back with 7 stolen bases. No, Rengifo, Hamilton's at the plate.
I mean, they hadn't used a challenge, had they?
No. Bunted and foul ball over the screen in the seats.
Michael, I talked earlier about it must be tough to bunt a guy like Cam because he pitches up so much. And he's got such great velocity and it's hard to deaden. As we said earlier, he's got 7 hits this year. He's been really successful at it. Tough guy to bunt. Maybe try to push it over his head.
Ground ball, Jazz Chisholm. And that will do it. Here in an interesting 5th, Milwaukee leaves 1. Thank you, Bob. We go around the majors. How about this deal? Patrick Bailey from the Giants to the Guardians. Cubs, 2 10-game win streaks this season. First time since 1935. And Blake Snell scheduled to make his season debut against the Braves. I'll tell you what, Joe, the Dodgers slow roll their starters.
Yes, they do. And they're
as long as they're ready for postseason.
They're really fresh at the end of the year.
Two 2-0. Jazz has walked and had a drag bunt single. Foul back to the screen. Two and 2.
That seemed like a pretty big uppercut there, Michael. Patrick last pitched Monday, so with the day off they had Tuesday because of the rain out and the off day on Thursday, they've been able to put him in the bullpen. He's actually had a really good year for him, a 3.45 coming into this game.
He's had 5 starts and 2 long relief outings. Had a big scare a couple of weeks ago, Joe, against the Diamondbacks. He's getting jumbled vision. He said it felt like his eyeballs were at the top of his head. The trainer came out and he was able to stay in the game.
What do you do for that?
I don't know.
I've never heard that term.
Swing and a miss. Chisholm down on strikes.
Yeah, his bread and butter is his cutter. It's the pitch that he uses the most, and it didn't have a ton of break. I think Jazz is surprised that he missed this. I mean, I think he was a little out front of it.
Patrick was 7th in the National League Rookie of the Year voting last year at a 3.53 ERA in 27 games, 23 starts. Here's Caballero. Struck out and walked.
So should there be an asterisk on a walk if you get it on a time violation?
It's going to look like a Christmas tree. You're going to have all these asterisks on your scorecard.
Well, I just got to get a green marker then. I got red already.
1-1 on Caballero. Yankees up 2-0. A run in the first, a home run by Goldschmidt. Beautiful evening here in Milwaukee. And then an infield single by Goldschmidt drove in the other. A bunt toward third. Rengifo fields, fires, and a nice scoop by Bowers to get Caballero. Really good play on both ends.
Yeah, he read that really quickly, and it's a good bunt by Caballero, but Rengifo's got really good speed, and he attacks this ball really well. You're going to see him set up it so he's ready to barehand it and throw right to first base. A good pick by Bowers. And they get the speedy Caballero.
How about Patrick strolling like he's in Central Park, then realize I better get down to let Rengifo get a throw off.
It's a good idea.
Here's Spencer Jones. 1-0.
I hit a pitcher once throwing to second base.
Which pitcher?
It was in college, and it hit him right in the back of the head. He turned and was looking at second base. And you're taught to throw it like head high at the pitcher. Oh, I hit it head high. I hit him right in the back of the head.
Well, the family switched seats maybe to change up the luck.
I like that.
Spencer looking for his first big league hit. Boy, does he take strong swings.
Yeah, he does not get cheated. And I think as he goes along in his career, he'll probably cut that down a little bit. I'm sure there's a lot of anxiety and he's pumped up, probably overswinging a little bit.
2-2. He did reach yesterday on a walk. Today, a fly ball, a left, and a strikeout. Oh, the anxiety.
Whatever they're feeling, he's got it 10 times worse.
Swing and a miss. Jones down on strikes. Yankees go down in order. We'll go to the bottom of the sixth. 2-0 Bombers. It is time now for a little segment we like to call Well, Marty Hit It.
How about that?
Yeah, it's on Spencer Jones. By the time he was 12 years old, he already stood 6'3". He hit so hard in Little League that adults discussed putting up a protective screen in front of pitchers. And his childhood baseball dream was simply to be good enough to play in the Cape Cod League. Well, he has certainly exceeded that.
Did he play in the Cape Cod League?
Yes.
Yeah. I got a chance to play in that league. What a fun time.
Everybody that played in it says it's the best.
I was a Katuitt Cavalier.
Slittler dealing to Churio. And a strike. Now, did you live with a family like they all live?
I did.
Yep. One and one on Churio, leading off top of the order. Brent Hedrick warming up for the Yankees. High fly ball center field. Jones. One down. And here's Turang.
You know what it feels probably for like his parents to wait for him to come up? It's got to feel like an eternity.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it will happen within the hour, probably. but it probably feels like it takes 3 hours, 4 hours.
Way up and away, 1-0. Turang 0 for 2 last time out. He lined out to Jazz Chisholm to end the 3rd inning. One and one. Boy, is this guy proof positive? You have to be patient, Joe. His batting average progression in his 4 seasons, 218, 254, 288, and he came into tonight hitting 295.
Yeah, I mean, it's what the Brewers do. They do a great job of developing their young players. He was overmatched the first year. Now he's an all-star. He's a platinum gold, glove winner. Played on Team USA. He's a fantastic defender, on-base machine.
2 years ago, he was in the bottom 15% in average exit velocity and hard hit rate. Now he's in the top 10%. Center field, Jones. And that'll bring up Contreras and leads us to the All-State Good Hands replay.
Well, Contreras is an outstanding thrower. You see him get rid of this, but it's the tag by Turang that makes this play an out. He was up the line a little bit. Turang had to jump. Contreras, one of the better throwers in the big leagues. And he loves the fastball, and he jumps on it quickly, so you got to be careful. Your Cam. I like that, Michael. Throw him a cutter. He's lost a little velocity this inning, and you see that Milwaukee's got 2 different left-handers up, probably depending on if they're ahead or they're behind.
.92 pitches for Cam Schlittler,
which is over his average. He's averaging 86.5. Now I know some of those early outings, the team just doesn't let him go very far, but he's very efficient, under 15 per inning, and that's why he gets deep into games.
Last 4 starts before this one, 93, then 96, 92, and 95. Contreras calls time with a 2-1 count. 3rd hitter in the order for Milwaukee. He's 1 for 2 against Schlittler. 3-1. Now you have Bowers due up, so you can go to Hedrick, but they'll probably answer with one of their right-handed hitters on the bench. There's a strike. 3-2.
Yeah, you would think that they would have Vaughn ready, because Vaughn would then go to first base. You have Sanchez, but you'd prefer to set Vaughn to first base over Sanchez.
And the 3-2. Just a reminder today, and it started yesterday, to the left of the logo on the score bug, you see the 2 dashes for the Yankees. That means they have their 2 ABS challenges remaining. And for Milwaukee, they have had a challenge. It was not correct. It was not overturned, so they lose one. They have 1 left. So those are the dashes that you see to the left of the logo. Fly ball right field, going back Judge, and he stretches out to make the play for the final out. So Cam Schlittler with 6 shutout innings. We go to the 7th, and the Yankees are up by 2. Inning, and we go to Name That Yankee, brought to you by Prevagen, made for your brain. 276 average, 2,210 hits, 687 ribbies. Started with the Pirates, long stretch with the Yankees, Dodgers, A's, Milwaukee, and finished with the Mets. It's a 3, Joe. This should be easy for you.
I may have to lower my standards. I said 4 yesterday. Maybe it's 3.
Nice play. Nice lunge there by Judge. And Schlittler was so appreciative. He waited for Judge before he went into the dugout. Thank you, sir. Austin Wells fouls it back.
This young man's got a pretty good cutter, Michael. It's been effective against the right-handers and the left-handers.
So I showed the Name That Yankee to Aaron Boone before the game. Strike three. Wells down looking. And he got it right away. And then we started to talk about, you know, Hall of Fame worthy. And I told him that this player has an incredible WAR and actually should be in the Hall of Fame. And he said, is it really that high? And then he looked it up, and it's 65, which is an amazingly great WAR.
That's Hall of Fame status.
And he said, I can't believe he's not in the Hall of Fame. I said, neither can I.
Yeah, that's Hall of Fame status. We were talking about Goldie just the other day. I think he's 64.1 or something.
The WAR is actually 66. But then he started looking up other WAR. And there are three guys that play this position that really should be in the Hall of Fame. There's a strike. You still don't know?
No, I know who it is.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I don't know if you're trying to give me hints or it's a discussion that you're trying to tell everybody who it is.
No, I'm just giving some helpful little tidbits. Grounded, second base. Turang with the bad hop stays with it. And Goldschmidt beats it out.
A rare error for Turang, his third of the year, and we've talked about how good his glove is. Does this ball come up? Yeah, this ball comes up. He doesn't read it correctly, and it ends up hitting off his waist. Goldschmidt always hustling, always playing hard, running the bases. Stays back on this cutter, and boy, he's hustling.
And that scored a hit.
Well, when you have a platinum glove and you have that, that's what you get.
Let's check out one of today's player props brought to you by Bet365, where winning is everything. Ben Rice, a home run or more, plus 475. Grounded to short. There's one, and there's two. Time for the seventh inning stretch in Milwaukee. 2-0 Yanks. Oh, I thought you'd ask Willie who the Name That Yankee is. 2-6-1 for the Yanks. 0-2-0 for Milwaukee. Schlittler was great. Goldschmidt 3 for 4. Kyle Harrison lasted 4 innings. Contreras had a single. Brent Hedrick has been so good for the Yankees. He comes on to pitch the bottom of the seventh. And Jake Bauers hits one deep to right field. Judge back on the track, looking up. See ya. Into the second deck. Lefty, lefty home run. It's 2-1.
An impressive at bat, jumps on the first pitch fastball, and he had 5 home runs like in the first 15 games and hadn't had one in 18. Well, he ended that streak, and this is a ball that's down, middle, out, over the plate. He knows he's got it. This is a long home run, Michael. A long home run. Not something the Brewers do a lot of. He now leads the team with 6.
So Andrew Vaughn pinch hitting for Black. Wow, that went a long way.
The one thing that he's been really good with is his sinker down and away to right-handers, and he got behind throwing a couple of breaking balls. He's going to come back with another one.
Two, 1, 3-1. And Vaughn with a pinch hit walk against Hedrick. So the 6 home runs for Bowers leads the team.
Well, Michael, I believe if it was the 9th or the 8th inning and they were down a run, they would run for Vaughn, but they got to feel like his spot could come up one more time, and they want to make sure that bat's in there in case it does.
Frelick takes outside. So the Brewers offense dormant against Schlittler, and now a home run and a walk against Hedrick, who's been so good all year. Shows bunt, takes outside, 2-0.
Fernando Cruz might be getting up for Sanchez in case they hit him for Garrett Mitchell, and then they brought up Blake Perkins, who's an outstanding center fielder himself, and they could put him in for defense.
I believe they just brought in a pinch runner. It's Perkins pinch running now for Vaughn. Three and 0. Hedrick working himself into quite a jam. The left-hander has been money for the Yankees early. And a strike to Frelick. 3-1.
See, there I would have squared around to bunt again, Michael, just because the first 3 times he squared around to bunt, he didn't throw a strike.
Bullpen budget brought to you by Citizens. Make sense of your money with Citizens. Only Castro pitched last night. There's a strike. 3-2. Runner goes. Fly ball center field. Jones is there to make the play. And Blake Perkins heads back to first. So came back from 3-0 down to get him.
Garrett Mitchell actually has been really good against left-handers this year. 300 average. It's in 192 off of righties. High strikeout rate. No home runs, but 300 average.
Jumps on the first pitch. Shallow center coming on Jones, and he slides to make the play. 2 down.
A lot of times when you see that big swing, your initial reaction is to freeze to see if it's going to go over your head, and then he realizes it's not hit very hard. He gets jammed a little bit, and he realizes, I got to bust it here. I got to get to this, and he slides, makes the catch, gets up. Runner stays on first.
Here's Rengifo. 1-0. Ground ball, Caballero flips to second. They get the force, and that'll do it. The home run by Bowers cuts the lead in half. Yankees up 2-1 as we go to the 8th. Kickoff Memorial Day weekend at Yankee Stadium on Friday, May 22nd, when the Yankees take on the Rays. It's Giancarlo Stanton bobblehead, not a bobblehead, basketball jersey night. First 18,000 guests in attendance receive a Giancarlo Stanton basketball jersey, courtesy of State Farm. Tickets are going fast, so get yours today at Yankees.com. Here's Judge. No contact day for him. He's 0 for 2 with a walk, so 2 strikeouts and a walk.
He's due.
You want to knock on the Formica?
No, he's due for
Okay.
contact, loud contact.
One and one. Foul back. Right on that fastball, but fouled it back.
So you let him know I'm asking for loud contact fair.
Two and two.
Boy, Contreras really plays around back there. He's actually making noise with his foot now behind Judge. Did it earlier with his hand behind the left-handers.
Now, does a batter get aggravated, a catcher, if he does that?
No, we kind of laugh at him.
Okay.
Kind of in a sense. And a lot of times you know that it's fake. So it actually lets you know sometimes that they're doing the opposite.
3-2 count, leading off the 8th inning. There's a loud contact, but foul. By the way, the measurement for the Bowers home run, 420 feet. Rengifo deep at third and very close to the line. In the outfield, they essentially play Judge straight away. The second baseman, Terang, shades up the middle, with Bowers pulled off first base by about 15 feet. Judge wearing his Jordan spikes. And the 3-2. And he worked a walk. So 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. Judge does have 5 stolen bases. And that looks like it's going to do it for Patrick. DL Hall has been warming, so they're going to call on the left-hander to face Bellinger. Patrick did a good job. Runner on first, nobody out. The Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by the New York Lottery. This could be your lucky play. By your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. Learn more at genesis.com. And by Optimum Fiber, famously fast fiber internet.
Those are some battles probably right there. Lou and Al.
Thanking Dave.
My mom's favorite player. Hank Aaron.
DL Hall on to face Bellinger. Hall has held lefties to a 3 for 23 this year. That's 130. And he has been scoreless in 13 of his 15 games. 1-1. Came over from Baltimore in the trade that sent Corbin Burns to the Orioles, and Milwaukee got back Hall and Joey Ortiz.
And he's a guy that's been a starter, so he's got 7 different pitches. That's hard to manage when you're in the bullpen. Usually guys like to have 2 or 3. It's hard to get them all in, but he still has 7 pitches that he's used.
Three and one. Bellinger 1 for 3. Judge leads off first. And the count is full.
High strikeout rate, Michael, but his problems have come because of walks. 15.7% walk, almost double of what the major league average is. He's got a live arm.
And he walks Bellinger. So first and second for the Yankees. Nobody out here in the 8th. That brings up Rosario.
I don't think he appreciated him walking the first lefty he faced.
And now this is the trap you set when you make out your lineup. You bring in the lefty to face Bellinger. You have to face Rosario, who's great against lefties.
And you would think that Rosario would be swinging away with his success against left-handers. Lefty on deck and Jazz Chisholm.
Rengifo even with the bag at third. Chop towards short. There's one. No time. So they hold on to the ball. First and third with 1 out. So Rosario reaches on the fielder's choice. Now here's Jazz. Big spot in the game for Chisholm. Yankees looking to give themselves more breathing room for the bullpen. They're up 2-1 in the 8th. Lost yesterday 6-0. Middle game of this 3-game set. 1-0. Caballero on deck for the Yanks.
Jazz has got to think about driving a ball to center field, making sure that he stays back and that he doesn't overswing, doesn't roll over on something.
Jazz fouled it off his foot. Popped up behind the screen and out of play. Crowd of 35,628 at American Family Field. Watching a good one. 2-2. Just missed. And that's going to be challenged by Contreras. They have one ABS challenge left.
Call the ball. Catcher is challenging.
Wow. And Jazz strikes out looking. The challenge overturns the ball call.
One more time.
So they retain one more challenge.
Perfect pitch. Fastball down and away, and I actually thought it was low. It's a sinker at 97. It's really a tough pitch to hit. You can see that hip open up a little quickly there, and he got fooled.
Joe, the Yankees struck out 14 times last night. They've struck out 12 times tonight.
This Milwaukee pitching staff is really good, and they can mix and match when they get in the bullpen. They got 4 left-handers. They're all good. You got power from the right side down there in McGill and Uribe. Both the guys are throwing 99, 100.
Well, they go over how they want to deal with Caballero. Caballero 0 for 2 with a walk. First and third, 2 men out here in the 8th inning. Yankees 2 runs on 6 hits. Milwaukee 1 run on 3 hits.
I wouldn't be surprised if Chris Hook said be careful with Caballero. He's good against lefties. He's a good fastball hitter. You have a lefty up and a rookie in Jones. Just be careful. There is an open base, and I know it's not first, but with 2 outs, it's second, and it doesn't matter because you still need to get an out.
And the only righty the Yankees have on the bench is Max Schumann. I think you hit it, Joe. Don't give him anything to hit. Yankees 2 for 10 tonight with runners in scoring position.
And interesting, he threw that pitch selection there. To me, he threw a curveball. He hadn't thrown one all night, and he doesn't have great command of it, probably. And that's how you make a mistake.
And then he comes in with a strike.
The second one's always better than the first, Michael.
Caballero 4 home runs, 13 runs batted in. Humpback line drive. And Hamilton makes the play. And they went after Caballero and they got him out. The Yankees strand 2. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Well, fans, Yankee games on Yes are streaming live on the Gotham Sports app, included for free with your eligible TV provider subscription. Download and sign into the Gotham Sports app now and check out all the great Yankees content, including pregame features, postgame sound, podcast, and much more. Hamilton with 7 bunt hits. Shows bunt, takes ball outside from Hedrick.
And the big thing is that Goldie attacks hard. Jazz can get to first base. He's not so far away or so deep. He's shortened up in the infield because Hamilton can fly.
McMahon takes over third base. Count 2-0.
Michael, that's right on us.
You think so? No, it's just below. The wheels are turning as Boone's trying to figure out how to get these last 6 outs. Another bunt attempt. This one a foul ball, 2-2.
The other thing that on bunts like that, your catcher has to bust out with nobody on base. You don't even necessarily need to catch it. You know what I'm saying? You got to be ready to go forward in front of home plate to get it if you're the guy that's closest to it. You don't have to worry about if the ball goes to the fence and you miss it because there's nobody on anyway.
Two. Swing and a miss. Got him. Big out for the Yankees to keep the speedy Hamilton off the bases, and here comes Boone.
Yeah, a really good breaking ball. He got back in the count. He got down 2-0. Hamilton swung at a fastball up. Then he tried to bunt another one, and then he throws him the good slider.
All right, they'll go for the right-hander. It's going to be Doval coming on to face Chourio. Now it's time to find an answer to name that Yankee.
The great Willie Randolph. My favorite BP thrower.
He's in the studio today with Dylan Betances and Bob Lorenz. Look at Willie. Brooklyn's own. We go to the vault. Billy Martin loved Willie Randolph. Loved the way he played the game, how smart he was. Part of 2 championship Yankee teams in '77 and '78. Show some power there. Show the guns. There you go. Had a really good year with the Milwaukee Brewers. Six-time world champion, 6-time All-Star, .327 average with the Brewers in '91, and a Yankee captain. And Camilo Doval deals a ball to Chourio, and it's going to be challenged by Wells. Oh, challenged by the batter. It was a ball. No, it was by Wells, and it remains a ball. So the Yankees have 1 challenge remaining. So one quick thing more about Willie. 66 career WAR, 13th all-time among second basemen, ahead of 12 of the 21 Hall of Fame second basemen. And the other 2 second basemen that Boone was talking about with Willie, Grich and Whitaker. And also Frank White was pretty darn good. Little umpire cam working. 1-0 on Chourio. 2-0.
And the big thing is to throw strikes here. And I'm not saying you groove one, but walks are going to hurt you. They are going to run on you. He's had a lot of success off of right-handers. They're hitting 133 this year off of him. Lefties have hit him, though.
Popped up near the roof. Wells throws away the mask and makes the catch for out number 2.
That is a big out because that was ball 3.
Yeah, you surprised he jumped on a 2-0?
Yeah, well, no, I think hitters become more aggressive, and he's looking to leave the yard. I mean, he has hit 20 home runs each of the last 2 years, and he was looking to jump the yard.
So here's Bryce Turang. Contreras on deck. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. One and 0. Two and 0 on Turang.
Just an over adjustment there. He missed far right on the first pitch, and then you see the yank on the next pitch.
This is Doval's highest leverage outing in a few weeks. Remember the Pasquantino home run that was hit against him, and then he vultured the win on April 17th against Kansas City. So they have not used him in high leverage spots. This is a high leverage spot. Yankees up by 1. 2-2.
Yeah, you can see his fastball right now is beating Bryce Turang. Now he's seen 4 in a row.
See Ashby and McGill warming for Milwaukee. 2-2. Fouled away.
So I got to believe it would be Ashby if they tie or go ahead, and McGill if it stays the same.
Line drive. It's a base hit for Turang. Judge will get the ball in. And 2-out single by Bryce Turang.
Yeah, you got a breaking ball, and off of righties, he's actually a better hitter on breaking balls than he is on fastballs. And he had thrown him a number of fastballs, and he just hits it in the hole for a single. And now I would think that he would be off to the races. He's 7 for 9, tied with their team lead. Contreras is a good fastball hitter.
And Doval slow to the plate. There he goes. Runner goes for the second. Safe.
Tell you what, Wells got rid of that quickly and made that a lot closer than I thought it would be. I mean, he did a good job cheating on a ball that was down in the zone, and he started moving his feet before he ever even caught it. You're going to see him move really quickly here and get rid of it. Makes an accurate throw, but he just had too big of a jump.
Ground ball through for a base hit. Charging Bellinger. Here comes Turang. Here's the throw from Bellinger. Here's the play. He's safe. Tie game.
William Contreras leads their team in hits, and he leads their teams in RBIs, and he's a great fastball hitter. A tough matchup for Doval. A really good play by Cody Bellinger to even have a chance at Turang. If the ball's a little bit to the left, right on the money, they might have a shot. But Turang is very fast, got a good jump. You see the motion by Contreras.
Here's Jake Bauers. 0-1.
And you can't fall asleep on Contreras. He will run as well. He's very athletic for a catcher.
Bauers connected for a home run against Hedrick in the 7th. His 6th of the year, 420 feet to right center.
Yeah, you see the pitch to Contreras. It's running into him. It's middle, and it's up enough to where it's not going to jam him. Just a good at bat, an aggressive hitter, and he's a good run producer. Contreras is going to get a bigger lead now because that's his 2nd disengagement. And I would think that he's going to be running this pitch right here, Michael.
Cruz getting ready. Post-game will be interesting. You know, Meredith going to ask Boone why Doval and not Cruz in the 8th.
I think it's his dominance over the right-handed hitters, and he had 2 out of 3 right-handed hitters with 1 out. It's probably why he chose to go to him. This is Bauers' home run in the 7th inning, a long home run. And the bullpen has been so good the last 15 days. Really low ERA. Tonight they've given up a couple runs.
3-2.
If you're Goldie, I think you got to hold him on because you don't want to give him a big jump. And you're also guarding the line where you're playing.
Runner goes. Ground ball grabbed there by Jazz Chisholm, settles and fires, and that will do it. But with 2 outs, single, stolen base single, and the game is tied at 2 as we go to the 9th. Well, Tuesday on Yes, host Gracie Cashman sits down with Yankees legend Willie Randolph for a deep dive into the numbers that defined his career. Watch the season 3 premiere of The Story of My Number, presented by the New York Lottery. It's Tuesday, following Yankees coverage on Yes and the Gotham Sports app. This season, we'll hear from Joe Girardi, Garrett Cole, amongst many others. Aaron, Ashby, 35 strikeouts in 23 innings, will take over here in the 9th of a 2-2 game. And Trent Grisham is going to pinch hit for Spencer Jones. Ashby, 27 years old, 5th big league season. He's got a 6-0 record, tied with Chris Sale for the major league lead in wins. And if you're wondering who has the record for wins in the season by a reliever, you have to go back to 1959. Roy Face, Elroy Face, was 18-1 for Pittsburgh.
18-1?
Uh-huh.
Oh, my.
2-1. 35.4% strikeout rate for Ashby, 10th in the National League. But he walks a lot of people, 14.1% walk rate. And he's 3-1 on Grisham.
Yeah, and he's got a great sinker that has a lot of depth to it, and we've seen it up to 99, and that's where he usually maxes out. But you're right, Michael, 14 walks in 23 innings.
Right down the middle for a strike. Nephew of Andy Ashby, who pitched 14 seasons in the bigs and was an all-star with the Padres in 98-99.
Caught him with the Rockies.
Grisham pinch hitting for Jones. Jones was 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. 3-2. Did he go? Yes, he did. That was ball 4, but he went around.
Yeah, he had the guts to throw a 3-2 slider, a pitch he hadn't thrown. And it's another ball that has plus depth to it, 7 inches more than the average slider. I mean, his stuff moves so much, sometimes it's hard to command.
There's Austin Wells. 1-0. On Wells. Wells 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts tonight.
He's got to be ready for this fastball. He has to sell out that this fastball is going to run back middle in and try to hit a double, a home run.
And he fouled it off, 2-1. And the count 3-1 on Wells. And Contreras is going to challenge.
Yeah, he's not a great framer, and he's trying to pull it up, and he's missed a number of them tonight, but it is a strike. And that's the power of this ABS system. Like, you're not getting this during a normal game a couple years ago. He's trying to frame it, and he misses it, and it's not the first one that he's missed tonight.
My question, though, why try to frame it if it was a strike?
Well, he's starting down, and he's bringing, it's the movement in his glove that's making him miss it.
Mm-hmm. Now the count is full.
I mean, you still have to work on framing because times you're going to be out of your ABS.
Right.
And you don't want to have to check every pitch.
(3-2). Soft ground ball, second base. Terang will get Wells. 2 down here in the 9th inning.
Those are tough at bats for left-handed hitters. You got a 99-mile-an-hour power sinker, and you're dropping 3-2 breaking balls on guys.
That'll bring up Paul Goldschmidt. 3 hits tonight. Check out the exit velocity presented by Spectrum on his first inning home run. 105.1, and it traveled 419 feet. It was a blast.
What do you get if it's 420 feet? What was that? Did you say
something with Baja Blast, Mountain Dew Baja Blast? Two and one.
Michael, I'm trying to think if I've seen a better sinker this year than that one right there. When I'm talking about depth, you know, you have 2-seamers that run more side to side.
Two and two.
And because of that, he's a ground ball machine. And that's what you want. You don't want to give up home runs if you're late inning relievers. You want strikeouts and ground balls, and that's what he gets.
2-2. Swing and a miss. Ashby works a 1-2-3 inning. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning here in Milwaukee. Yankees 2, Brewers 2, right here on Yes. Well, fans, after the final, I'll get highlights, analysis, clubhouse interviews, and we'll hear from Aaron Boone on the manager's report. That's all coming up on the W.B. Mason Yankees postgame. Well, they're going to bring in David Bednar. Obviously not a save situation, trying to force extra innings. Grisham takes over in center field. He pinch hit for Jones. Looks like there's trouble with the mask of the home plate umpire. He has a camera in that helmet, or that mask. Might be giving him some problems.
So it's not a national game. You think he's wearing it for the Brewers, or?
Yes. All 3 games, yep. Sure, Joe West would have been very patient with that. So he took the camera off the mask. Now we're ready to roll. Bednar against Perkins. Perkins came in as a pinch runner for Andrew Vaughn in the 7th inning after Vaughn walked as a pinch hitter. And a strike from Bednar.
And he came up today because of the injury to Lockridge yesterday.
One and one.
They were talking to me about him, about, you could say that he might be their best outfielder. Rob, probably 5 home runs last year. Said he can really play defense.
Foul ball. Backhanded by Caballero. The throw got him. Caballero has a really good arm, and when he has to unload it, he unloads it. He knew that Perkins had speed.
Well, the other thing that he has is a really good internal clock, and he understands when he has to get rid of it quickly and how much time he has. Perkins is another speedy runner for the Brewers, but he makes the play look easy.
Here's Frelick. High pop-up. Jazz Chisholm makes the play. 2 down here in the bottom of the ninth. And here's Garrett Mitchell. One and one on Mitchell.
Really susceptible to that high fastball. Swings through it a lot. Michael, you talked. He got a high strikeout rate, and that's a pitch that gives him all kind of trouble.
One and two. Two and two. And the count is full.
For a guy that strikes out a lot, those are some pretty good takes. He didn't even offer at him.
He does have a high walk rate as well, 17.4%. That's 4th in the National League. Swing and a miss. Does it in a few pitches, so maybe he could pitch the 10th inning. We go to extra innings, free baseball. It's 2-2. Now we go to extra innings. Since 2020, the Yankees have the best home extra inning record in Major League Baseball, the second worst road extra inning record. The White Sox 12-23, the only one worse. Schumann is running for Goldschmidt. So he starts at second base as the ghost runner. And they keep Ashby in, Rice at the plate. Rice is 0 for 4 tonight, 0 for 4 last night as well. Needs to at least pull the ball to get the runner over. Uribe is warming for Milwaukee.
See, I think the only way that he would come in is if it's first and second, because I think that you would just walk Judge. Because you got Mellinger and McMahon after that, a couple of left-handers.
One and two on Rice. Yankees 0-1 in extra innings this year. Milwaukee's 1-2. Check swing in the dirt. Contreras keeps it in front of him, keeps the runner at second.
That's a really good block because this ball's way out in front of home plate and it's really high. The hardest pitches to block are the ones that are elevated off your chest protector. He actually does a good job of coming up and keeping it in front. Not easy.
Strike three. Rice down looking. Nothing from that at bat.
I mean, you could argue that Ashby has been their most reliable and their best reliever, and they're going to intentionally walk Aaron Judge here. Well, Belly's been really good against left-handers. This is a really tough one, though.
Bellinger 1 for 3 with a walk.
And he's never faced him.
Second inning of work for Ashby. And a strike. Front door slider. Schumann at second, Judge at first. Fly ball left field. Churio backs up to make the play. 2 outs.
I think McMahon has to probably have the same approach. Try to line something between short and third, a ball in the left center gap. He's going to throw you that curveball and he's going to throw you that hard sinker.
The 0-1. 0-2.
Yeah, he's got an outstanding curveball to go with a great sinker. He'll throw his slider. To me, it's not as good as his curveball, but it's just a really, really good pitch.
Yankees only 2 hits and 13 at bats tonight with runners in scoring position. Mending the crowd on their feet. Up the middle and through for a base hit. Schumann rounds third. He's coming home. Here's the throw. It's cut off. They have Judge hung up between second and third. And he will be tagged out, and that will do it. But the run scores on the RBI single by McMahon, and the Yankees lead 3-2.
Really hung him a breaking ball, Michael. He made a mistake. And as a base hit puts the Yankees up 3-2, now they got to get out of this inning.
And Judge gets tagged out to end the inning. Ryan McMahon has really picked it up offensively, Joe, and gets a big hit against a really tough lefty.
Well, he's done a great job of staying back, Michael, and he's not. His hips aren't sliding when he takes his stride. He's staying behind the baseball. You see him do that. And it's allowed him to hit the ball up the middle the other way with more authority. One of the best left-handed relievers in baseball, and he comes up with another huge hit.
So they go to Cruz to get the final 3 outs. And Mitchell will be the inherited runner at second base. Defensively, Schumann moves to left. He pinch ran for Goldschmidt, and Bellinger moves from left to first. Showing bunt, Rengifo, and takes low.
And if you're a McMahon, this is a tough situation because you have a very fast runner at second. He could try to steal third base. You have to be able to get back. Caballero has to communicate to him if he does take off.
Now, kind of interesting move bringing in Cruz. Bednar was very economical in the the ninth inning. He threw just 12 pitches. I thought there was a chance he would come out for this inning, but they go with Cruz instead.
I think he's comfortable asking him to get 4 and 5 outs, but not 6 at this time of the year.
And that one goes all the way to the backstop as Mitchell will move to third. Now the tying run 90 feet away.
Yeah, this is a 4-seamer that he just really pulls. You know, the Yankee pitchers have had some issues when a guy squares around the bunt throwing strikes tonight.
Gary Sanchez comes out on deck to pinch hit for Hamilton. Yankees bring the infield in. And a strike. Yankees lead 3-2, bottom of the 10th inning. Cruz will have to work some magic to strand that runner at third. And that's ball 4. Rengifo goes to first. First and third, nobody out. And here's Gary Sanchez. The former Yankee DHing, backing up behind Contreras, gets an opportunity to tie this game. Rengifo leads off first, held there by Bellinger. Cruz shakes off Wells. Oh and 1.
Yeah, he starts him with the slider, doesn't show him his split right away. Gary was trying to leave the ballpark.
Runner goes. High fly ball, fairly shallow center. Tagging is Mitchell. Judge makes the play, fires all the way home and over the head, but backing up is Cruz. Good backup by Cruz, and the runners stay put.
The Yankees probably catch a break there in a lot of different ways. I think Rengifo's got second base stolen. Sanchez pops it up to Judge. Judge overthrows the cutoff man, the catcher. But Fernando's where he's supposed to be, and nobody advances. Now, a double play will get you out of the inning. Looks like Cruz might have hurt himself, Michael, on this. When he fell down, he's rubbing his left knee. Trainers have been out too much the last few days. Both teams.
Well, they're going to see if. No, they're already departing the field, so Cruz is okay. Not giving him a throw. They will give him one now.
So this is a real interesting matchup to me. Churio last year hit 400 off of changeups and 450 off of splits. And he hit breaking balls better than fastballs, but it's his best pitch, and he's got to go with it to try to get him out.
Now the Yankees playing for the double play. They're not in with the runner at third. They're playing for the double play against Churio. Rengifo leads off first. He took off on the last pitch. Oh and 1. Now if the Brewers could steal second, it would force the infield in again.
Yeah, a really good slider by Cruz to start off Churio.
Popped up behind the plate and out of play. So quickly 0-2. Now you could bury him with the splitter in the dirt.
Yeah, and he got him to chase that one that was way up and in. It's amazing what happens when pitchers try to speed up. Their arm doesn't catch up with their lower half. And a lot of times they leave balls up and in, and that's exactly what happened. But he got away with it because Jackson Chourio chased it. Now he's got to throw a really good one.
Runner goes. Ground ball. Backhanded by Caballero. The run scores. Game is tied. Runner reaches. And it's first and second. One man out. 3-3. Bottom of the 10th.
Yeah, he wasn't going to get Jackson Chourio on that anyway. So he did a good job of not trying to do too much and throwing it away. And it's in the hole. And they're just trying to stay out of the double play. And it works to perfection. And now you have a really good hitter up in Bryce Terang.
And they're going to face Tim Hill. As Boone will take the ball from Cruz. Game is tied at 3. Yankees looking for the 11th inning. The Brewers looking to end it right here in the 10th. Hill against Terang when we get back. Well, they call on Tim Hill. Yankees have used 5 pitchers out of the bullpen. You see Hill's numbers. He'll face Terang. Milwaukee has the winning run at second base. Still just 1 out. Hill gets ground balls. Yankees are hoping those ground balls do not find a hole in the infield. So Rengifo is at second. Chourio's at first. Good speed on the bases from Milwaukee. 3-3 game, bottom of the 10th. Two 2-0. The right-handed hitting. Contreras is on deck. Two and 1. In his career, Terang, a .299 hitter with runners in scoring position. Three and 1. Wells is going to challenge that. And he was right. So it goes from 3-1 to 2-2. Good challenge by Wells.
He's been on a pretty good streak again lately. Catchers have been right about 60% of the time in the big leagues on the challenges.
Right back to Hill, and he fires to third, and it hits the runner. Rengifo is down, and he stays there at third. It hit the runner. He's trying to get the force at third.
Michael, it makes me wonder if he knew how many outs there were. Like, his thought was there's 0 out and I can't let the guy get to third base. That would have been the second out if he just went to first base.
Right.
And he could have walked Contreras and went after Bowers. Interesting move.
Rengifo gets to his feet. Milwaukee only has 1 player left on the bench. That's Joey Ortiz. Looked like Rengifo was smiling.
It's probably not something he expected. He goes to first base. You got the second out, and then you can do whatever you want.
You know who else wasn't expecting it? McMahon.
Ryan McMahon.
Hit him right in
the hand.
Hand and the helmet.
Yeah.
Looks like the Yankees are going to go with 5 infielders. Curious decision by Hill. As you mentioned, he had the out easily at first. And that would have set up, as you said, the intentional walk of Contreras.
I just really believe that maybe he thought there were 0 outs, and that was an important out to get at third. You don't want a runner at third with only 1 out. That would have been the second out of the inning.
Well, Contreras tied it in the 8th inning with an RBI single. Now the Yankees bring in Schumann from left field, so they have 5 infielders. The outfielders are Grisham and Judge. Yankees have the infield halfway. Comes down to this, bottom of the 10th. 3-3 game, bases loaded, 1 out. Right field and foul in the seats. When you bring a relief pitcher in, doesn't the manager usually already got 1 out?
Yeah, they usually tell him how many.
Yeah.
He could have just had a brain cramp.
Well, if Judge makes this catch, the runner will tag. Judge catches it. The runner tags. Here's the throw. Ball game over. And Milwaukee wins 4-3 on the sac fly.
Well, that should have been the 3rd out, Michael. The misplay by Timmy Hill just left the Yankees in a really, really bad position. And this is a game that the bullpen just wasn't able to do the job. Cam Schlittler was fantastic. The Yankees had some opportunities early in the game, didn't cash in, and they lose this game 4-3.
And very rarely now they lose a series. They've lost the first 2 games of this series, and here's the final play.
Yeah, and it's only the 2nd time they've lost more than 1 game in a row, Michael. So Aaron Judge does everything he can, but as we know, they have so much speed on this Brewers team that any fly ball that's medium depth is probably going to score the base runner.
Contreras will watch the play at home. So he drove in the tying run, and now he drives in the winning run. And Milwaukee wins in 10 innings, 4-3. We'll come back. We'll give out awards, and then they'll try to break it down on the postgame. Time for the game-changing drive of the game, brought to you by Audi and the all-new Audi Q3.
Well, with the Yankees up 2-0 in the 7th, Jake Power hits this long 420-foot home run to make the score 2-1. Welcome into the game, Brent Hedrick, his first pitch.
And now the Chevy player of the game, Joe.
Well, it's William Contreras, excuse me. He had the game-tying RBI in the 8th. That made it 2-2, and then he's going to end up with the sac fly that wins the game in the 10th to make it 4-3. Leads their team in RBIs, and he had a really good game and also threw out a base runner. So that's your player of the game.
It took 10 innings, and Milwaukee beat the Yankees 4-3. Took 3 hours and 13 minutes. Ashby 7-0. Cruz gets his first loss. Big day for Goldschmidt, and a bigger day for Contreras. Coming up on the Yes Network, stay tuned for the WB Mason postgame show with Bob Lorenz, Willie Randolph, and Dylan Betances. Special thanks to producer Troy Benjamin, director Michael Cooney, Mike Webb, and our executive producers Jared Ames Bosnack. Join us again tomorrow as the Yankees wrap up their 3-game set here in Milwaukee. Coverage begins at 1:30 on Yes, with first pitch coming shortly after 2. Once again, the final score in 10 innings, Milwaukee 4 and the Yankees 3. For Joe Girardi and Meredith Morakovitz, I'm Michael Kay saying see ya from American Family Field in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Now let's go to Bob Lorenz, Willie Randolph, and Dylan Betances standing by in our Yes Network studios with the postgame show. Guys,